So it's about time we do the prop firm reviews for 2026. Before we even see a single word about prop firms, just look at this. I've now done over $57,000 in payout from just one prop firm, FundedNext alone. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you probably noticed my overall payout numbers keep going up with this prop firm. Right now, I'm consistently pulling 1 to 2% every 2 weeks, almost like clockwork. I was already hit mass allocation and I was skilled at multiple times last year. Now, I'm not showing you this to brag, I'm showing you this because every prop firm that I'm about to be reviewing in this video isn't coming from imagination. It's coming from real experience. People ask me all the time which prop firms are reliable and which ones end in 2026. Because right now some prop firms are growing really big while others are doing shady things, adding hidden rules and running their business like nothing is wrong. So in this video, we're going to be reviewing all the prop firms I have personally tried throughout my trading career. Now, before we start ranking the prop firms, I want to explain how I'm actually judging these prop firms. I'm ranking these prop firms based on 5 things. First, my personal experience trading with them. If I've actually traded with the prop firm, past challenges, or received payouts from them, that obviously carries the most weight. Second, prop firm match reviews. Since I saw most of these prop firms through prop firm match, I also look at the overall ratings and feedback there. Third, Trustpilot reviews. Not perfect, but thousands of traders leave reviews. You can usually start to see pattern. Fourth, Discord payout servers. If a prop firm is actually paying traders consistently, you'll see people posting real payouts there. And fifth, payout generation data, which max verified payouts across different prop firms. So instead of just looking at marketing or promises, we're looking at the real trader feedback, real payouts, and my own experience trading these prop firms. And based on all of that, we're going to place them into the tier list. Alright, let's start with FundedNext. My personal experience with FundedNext has honestly been fantastic. I've traded with quite a few prop firms over the years, and I can confidently say I have never had an experience this smooth with any other prop firm. Some people in the industry will say FTMO is the best, but for me personally, FundedNext takes that spot. So far, I've received over $57,000 in payouts from FundedNext alone, and there hasn't been a single payout delay. Every payout I requested hit my account within about 6 hours. And if you have traded prop firms before, you know that is extremely fast. Most prop firms take anywhere from 24 hours to a few days, but FundedNext has consistently been much quicker. Just to be clear, I'm not affiliated with FundedNext. I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm just telling you my real experience trading with this prop firm. Another thing I really like them about is their support. In 2025, I actually got scaled up with FundedNext, and every time I contacted their support, they responded within 30 minutes and handled the scaling process very quickly. So from a personal experience perspective, this has been easily been one of the best prop firms I've ever worked with. Now let's look at the data side, not just my experience. On prop firm match, they currently sit at around 4.3 star rating. They have also been in the industry for about 4 years now, which is a good sign because longevity matters a lot in this space. So I personally give them 8 out of 10 for prop firm match reviews. And moving on to Trustpilot, this is where they look even stronger. FundedNext has around 4.5 star rating overall, and more importantly, they have a very few 1-star reviews compared to most prop firms. When you see that pattern, it usually means the prop firm is really treating their traders very well. Then we look at the Discord payout servers. This is one of my favorite ways to check if a prop firm is legit, because you can literally see real traders posting real payouts. And with FundedNext, you usually see at least 5 to 10 people posting payouts every single day in the payout channel. That's always a very strong sign. Finally, let's look at the payout generation data. In just the last 24 hours, FundedNext has paid out around $350,000 to traders, and that is exactly how you verify whether a prop firm is actually legitimate or not. You look at real payouts, real trader feedback, and long-term consistency. Now, I'm not placing them in the tier list just yet. We're going to review all the other prop firms first, look at the data for each one, and only at the very end of the video, we'll place them into the tier list. Next up, we have FundingPips. I've been trading with FundingPips for almost 2 years now, and my personal experience with them has been very solid. So far, I've received more than $20,000 in payouts from this prop firm, and during the entire time I've been trading with them, I honestly haven't seen traders complaining about their payouts getting rejected. That's always one of the biggest red flags with prop firms, and with FundingPips, I just haven't seen that happening. For those of you who remember the chaos in the prop firm industry back in 2023, a lot of prop firms struggled during that time, but FundingPips actually handled the situation really well. That gave me a lot more confidence in them. I also want to mention Khaled, the CEO of FundingPips. I have a lot of respect for how he has been running the company. A few months ago when FundingTick shut down, I actually think they made the right decision, focusing entirely on FundingPips instead of spreading themselves too thin. It allows them to focus all the attention on one strong prop firm. Because of my experience trading with them since 2023, I'm giving them 10 out of 10 for personal experience. Now let's look at the data side again. On Profit Match, FundingPips currently sits at around 4.3 star rating. They have also been in the industry for almost 4 years, just like FundedNext. For Profit Match, I'm giving them 7 out of 10. Looking at Trustpilot, the situation is very similar to FundedNext. They have an overall 4.5 star rating, and again there are very few 1-star reviews while the majority are 5-star reviews. That's usually a strong indicator that the traders are genuinely having a good experience. So for Trustpilot, I'm giving them 9 out of 10. Next is the Discord payout service. Just like FundedNext, you can see real traders posting real payouts regularly in the Discord channels. Seeing consistent payout posts is always a good sign that a prop firm is actually paying traders. And finally, let's check Payout Junction. On Payout Junction, where payouts are verified through blockchains, FundingPips has been right below the FundedNext in total payouts over the last 24 hours. That kind of consistency is exactly what you want to see from a prop firm. So for the Payout Junction data, I'm also giving them 9 out of 10. And just like before, I'm not placing them into the tier list yet. We're going to review all the prop firms first. Only at the end of the video will we decide which tier each one belongs in. Now let's talk about Quant Tekel. To be completely honest, my personal experience with this prop firm hasn't been pretty great. I actually started trading with them after they rebranded from SNH Capital to Quant Tekel. At that time, it seemed like they were restarting their operations, so I thought I wanted to give them a chance. But very early on, I ran into problems. My accounts were wrongfully breached multiple times, like 3 to 4 times. Every time it happened, I had to go back to the support and ask them to fix it again and again. It became a very frustrating process. And because of that, I never even got a chance to reach to the defender stage during that period. After a few months though, I started seeing traders posting their payouts with Quant Tekel on X, and even some influencers showing their payouts as well. So I thought maybe the prop firm had improved. So I decided to give them another try. This time I actually reached to defender stage and even made some profits on the account. But then another issue happened. Around the time there was another wave of payout delay. My payout also ended up getting delayed for about 2 weeks. Eventually I did receive the payout, but I had to sign a contract. And since I signed that agreement, I can really go into more detail about that situation. So overall, my experience with Quant Tekel has been pretty bad. And because of that, I'm giving them 4 out of 10 for my personal experience. Now let's look at the public data. On Profit Match, Quant Tekel currently sits at around a 3.9 star rating. And if you look through the reviews, there are quite a few star ratings, which is something I always pay attention to. So for Profit Match, I'm giving them 4 out of 10. Looking at Trustpilot, the rating is actually a bit better. They currently have around a 4.3 star rating. And compared to some other prop firms, they don't have too many 1-star reviews there. So for Trustpilot, I'm giving them 5 out of 10. And finally, let's check Payout Junction. And interestingly, Quant Tekel doesn't really show up there, at least not in any meaningful payout data. So for Payout Junction, that's basically none. So that's my full breakdown of Quant Tekel. Again, we're not placing them into the tier list yet. So let's move on to another prop firm. Now let's talk about the TradingPit. TheTradingPit. My experience with this program is actually very recent. It literally happened 2 days ago. At first, I wasn't really interested in trading with them, but then a company from my country started promoting them, and apparently they had some kind of partnership where we could pay for challenges using our local bank. And for traders from my country, that's actually a very big deal because most pro firms only accept international payment methods or crypto or whatever it is. So I thought, okay, maybe I should give it a try. So I ended up buying $100,000 challenge and traded for about 2 months. Before I buy any challenge with any pro firm, I always check their trading rules very carefully. Things like maximum risk per trade, margin rule, and other restrictions. When I first bought the account, their rule was 2% maximum risk per trade. So to stay safe, I decided I will only risk around 1% just to account for commissions and spread. But here's where things started to get strange. After I passed phase 1, they suddenly changed the rule to maximum 1.5% risk per trade, and they did this without making any announcements. That's already a huge red flag. Luckily for me, I was already risking within 1% risk per trade, so I didn't break that rule. Otherwise, my account would have been breached instantly. Then after a few more weeks of trading, I eventually passed phase 2 as well. And here's the crazy part. About 30 minutes after I passed my phase 2 account, I received an email saying my funded account had been rejected. I was like, what? So I opened the email to see the reason, but they were basically giving very nonsense explanations and no specific reason why my account was rejected. Then I asked their support team on Discord, and the response I got was basically, we have internal processes that we can disclose to users, which honestly just sounds like they have hidden rules that the traders don't know about. In the email, they also said that my refund had already been processed, but I still don't know where they sent it and I haven't received anything back yet. At that point, I just thought to myself, I'm not gonna waste any more energy with this fucking shady pro firm. So based on my personal experience, I'm giving the TradingPit a 0 out of 10. Now let's look at the public reviews. On ProfitMatch, they are actually very new. And if you look at the reviews, they only have around 24 total reviews, with about 6 of them being 1-star reviews. And when a profit has such a small number of reviews, you always have to question whether some of the 4-star or 5-star reviews might be from staff or affiliates. So for ProfitMatch, I'm giving them 2 out of 10. Looking at Trustpilot, the situation isn't much better. They currently have around a 3.8 star rating, and there are quite a lot of 1-star reviews there as well. So for Trustpilot, I'm giving them 1 out of 10. Now let's look at the Discord payout servers. Over the last 7 days, I could only find one payout posted in the Discord channels. That's not a great sign when you compare it to pro firms where you see multiple payouts every single day. So for Discord payouts, I'm giving them 2 out of 10. And finally, looking at payout junction, just like Quant Tekel, they're basically nowhere to be found in the payout data. So again, that's no comment. So that's my full experience with the TradingPit. Now, last but not least, let's talk about MyCryptoFunding. Last year when I made my pro firm tier list, I didn't give this pro firm a final ranking simply because I didn't have enough data with them at that time. But now I've actually traded with them and I have enough data to give a proper review. So first, my personal experience. I have received $3,000 payout with them, which is obviously a good sign. However, the biggest issue with this pro firm is how long the payouts take. In my case, it took almost 2 months for one payout to be processed. Now, to be fair, I personally haven't seen them reject payouts, which is important, but I have seen many traders reporting delays of 1 to 2 months, and that seems to happen quite often with this pro firm. Even right now, I still have a pending payout that has already been approved last 2 weeks ago, but I haven't received the money yet. So overall, my experience isn't terrible, but the slow payout time is definitely a concern. And because of that, I'm giving MyCryptoFunding a 6 out of 10 for my personal experience. Now let's look at the public data again. On ProfitMatch, they actually unlisted at all, which means we can really evaluate them there. So for ProfitMatch, that's basically none. Looking at Trustpilot, the situation is similar. There isn't really a clear overall rating there either. So again, Trustpilot is also none. Next, let's check payout generation. According to the data, MyCryptoFunding has paid out around $44,000 over the last 30 days. Compared to the bigger prop firms we looked at earlier, that's not a very large number, especially considering the size of the industry. And since we already know their payout process can take up to 1 to 2 months, I'm giving them 3 out of 10 for payout generation data. Finally, looking at the Discord payout servers. Over the last 7 days, I didn't really see traders posting actual payouts. Most of the posts were funding certificates, not payout confirmation. So for the Discord payout activity, I'm also giving them 3 out of 10. So that's my full review of MyCryptoFunding. Now we have reviewed all the prop firms, look at the data, real payouts, and my personal experience. The final step is to put all of those prop firms into the tier list. And some of these placements might surprise you. So these are the prop firms I personally tried so far, but there are some big prop firms that I'm currently testing. And there are a few that I reviewed in 2025. I'm not going to go through those reviews in detail here, but I will still place them in the tier list. You can check out my previous video for prop firms review back in 2025. Alright, let's put them into the tier list. First, we have FundedNext. Based on everything we looked at, my experience, ProfitMatch, Trustpilot, Discord payouts, the overall score comes out to be about 9.6 out of 10. So this one is pretty obvious for me. FundedNext goes straight into the S tier. Next, we have FundingPips. The overall score comes out to around 8.8 out of 10. Great payouts, strong reviews, and solid reputation in the industry. So FundingPips also goes into the S tier. Now we have Quant Tekel. The overall score for Quant Tekel comes out to around 5 out of 10. My personal experience wasn't great and the reviews are pretty mixed. So for me, Quant Tekel goes into the C tier. Next, we have TheTradingPit. Honestly, after everything that happened with my account, the rule changes and the funded account rejection, with no clear explanation, this one is very simple. The TradingPit goes straight into the trash tier. Next one is MyCryptoFunding. The overall score comes out to around 4 out of 10. Now the reason I'm placing them higher than C tiers is because I actually did receive payouts. And I still have a pending payout that I believe will arrive very soon. The biggest problem with them is simply how long the payouts take. So because of that, I'm putting MyCryptoFunding into the B tier. But honestly, if they just fix their payout speed, they could easily move up to A tier or even S tier. Now, there are also a few prop firms that I didn't fully explain in this video. If you want the full breakdown, you can check out my video from last year. I'll put the link in the description. And honestly, they still haven't changed since then. So here's where they land. Tidal Capital Markets, still in the trash tier. Crypto Fan Traders, C tier. CD Traders Empyrean, C tier. And finally, there are a few prop firms that I am currently testing right now. So I don't want to give a final judgment yet. These go into the no comment tier for now. The Fivers, Alpha Capital Group, Holler Prime. Once I have more trading experience and payout data from them, I'll give a full review in a future video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are using any prop firm that I just mentioned in this video, drop a comment below and let us know what your experience with them so far. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.